Hey everyone, what's happening? Lex back today for another Brawl Stars video, and today we are going to be taking a look at what is coming in 2021. Specifically, what is going to be coming in this very first update. Now, I know you may be thinking, yo, it's a little early, Lex, to be making predictions on the next update. But I tell you no sir, because I can almost guarantee you I know exactly who the next brawler is going to be in the next update. And I'll let you in on all of the clues leading up to it, and then we'll reveal it and see if you can figure it out before I actually reveal it to you. But first off, I just want to say thank you all for the year 2020. Even though it was, let's face it, a pretty crappy year, you guys just being here, watching the videos, being a community made it so much better. So for that, I thank you all very, very much for your support and just everything that you guys have done for me and my family. This past year was just amazing. Let's see if we can get to 1 million subscribers this year. I'm at what, 675,000 now? It's a long way to go, but maybe we can get there with your help. Okay, so next update in Brawl Stars. Now, there's been a couple videos. I know Ray put one out recently that kind of touched on the space theme, and yeah, that is definitely part of this, but we've got more info than that, and I've done some detective work, and we're going to see if we can get to the bottom of exactly what is coming in this next update. Now, first off, got to pull up my notes here. I got a bunch of them to go through here, guys. We're gonna get through it, and by the end of it, you're gonna know exactly who the next brawler in Brawl Stars is going to be. I'm telling you. None of this is confirmed. This is speculation by me, but I'm telling you, it's Lex confirmed. First off, let's take a look at the Christmas image that Brawl Stars put out with the old school Brock. Underneath the Christmas tree, there is a laser gun. Now, that could be a bull weapon, because if you look at the end of it, it has a little logo that kind of looks like a bull on the end of it where the laser would be shooting out of it. But if that was a bull weapon, if you superimpose that on bull, it's too short and it would be this massive, crazy thing. So I don't think that it is actually a bull weapon, and there's some really interesting things that go along with that particular image, and we'll get there as well. Also, side note, what's up with that eye ornament? It's kind of like a peep, you know, sort of, but it's got spikes around it. Could that be a robot from Robo Rumble, or what is that? That I don't really know, but that's kind of intriguing. All right, so the next image we need to take a look at is over with Byron. Whenever Byron was released, it shows an image of him, and he's got a bunch of, you know, potions that he has made up all around him. And on the top right-hand side, Spike's up there chugging a drink, and all of these drinks kind of represent brawlers. If you look closely, there's one of like Piper, Barley, Nita, Poco, Spike, etc. But then there's one that looks like a spaceship. What brawler does that represent, and why is Spike drinking the spaceship one? Don't know why Spike's drinking the spaceship one, but I do think I know exactly who this spaceship potion belongs to, and we'll get there. Now, many of you noticed, and Ray actually covered this in a video, so you guys go check that out if you're interested, but he goes into a little bit more detail, or at least, you know, talks more about some other possible things. But there's a spaceship in Pam's scrapyard in the new siege environment. Now, this spaceship in the bottom left-hand corner, it's somewhat similar to the spaceships that were in 8-Bit's minigame, if you remember back to that. Now, they are a different color. In the game, they were red, and this one's kind of a yellow color. And there's also a really cool little logo on the wings that we haven't really seen in Brawl Stars before. But an interesting thing about this spaceship is that you'll notice in the glass covering the cockpit, there is a big hole, and it looks like something or someone had crash landed or landed, and they had to break their way out of the hole. My question is, who is it that came out of that spaceship? I think I know. Now, there have been a lot of other hints towards a space theme in Brawl Stars that was coming. I predicted it like 6 months ago. KT did very shortly after I did. Not saying he copied me. We were probably making our videos at the same time. And in a video from Kairos, he talked about Brawl Stars past, present, and future. Really cool video. You guys definitely go check that out if you haven't already. But it's centered around 8-Bit's minigame. And in that minigame, in the very beginning, you are, of course, flying a spaceship, or actually more like 8-Bit, through space, and you see the military dog Colonel Ruffs that's in there, as well as at the very end of the minigame, you know, when 8-Bit finally breaks free going towards his future, there's a rocket ship next to a big Ferris wheel, which of course we know that Brawl Stars is like a theme park, and so to have that rocket ship in his future at the theme park, Brawl Stars, pretty strongly suggests that there could be a space theme coming. Now, also more recently, over in the Snowman Tick animation, whenever they were getting in a snowball fight with Mr. P at the Snowtel, at the very end of that animation, the camera kind of pans upwards to the sky and just stays there until the video ends. Now, that could just be a cool little thing that they did to roll the end screen on there, and it kind of just looks cool. But it also could be, think about this. It pans up to the sky and is holding there. Think about the next animation. It's still at the sky. A spaceship comes in. That would be pretty cool. Now, all of this points towards a space theme coming to Brawl Stars, and that's not a new theory. That's not a new prediction. It's kind of one that we thought of, like 6 months ago, and then we kind of dropped it because Brawl Stars kept coming out with update after update, just lambasting us with all sorts of stuff. It's a real word, right? Lambasting?
Lambasting.
So that's some of the evidence we have, but let's take a step back for a minute because I've showed you some very key pieces of evidence, but have you pieced it together yet? Let's go back to the first part, that laser gun under the tree. Now, again, if you take a look at the end of that laser gun, it sort of looks like a bull. But if you were to flip it around and zoom in, well, okay, it still sort of looks like a bull, but I don't think that that's what it is. When you compare it to the back of Bull's jacket, where he is right now, they look kind of similar in like the overall general idea, but they definitely are not the same shape. What it actually looks more like is the back of Crow's jacket. No, not the one that's currently in game, the one that was the old Crow jacket. They actually remodeled it and it looks different now than it used to look. So if we take a look at his old jacket and we compare those side by side, there's a pretty strong similarity. Now, of course, they aren't exactly the same. The horns or the ears kind of point in different directions. But again, if you think about it this way, they've taken an old logo and they've remodeled it a little bit into this new one that we're looking at right there, the one that I, so lovingly redrew. So are these logos exact? No. But here's my theory on what happened. They removed and remodeled it because this logo image was used elsewhere, and as the Brawlers evolved, the trios formed, and these two images no longer fit with the two Brawlers together. So, this brings us to what I'm convinced is the next Brawler coming in to Brawl Stars. This logo has been seen somewhere else, and this is a Brawler that I predicted about 6 months ago. However, he never came to pass and kind of forgot about him. Well, everybody but me. Now, let's take a look at Colonel Ruffs. Look at his eye patch. It's the same logo that's on the back of old Crow's jacket. Now, obviously, Colonel Ruffs and Crow, they didn't fit together, so they removed the one from Crow, and I think that it's going to remain on Colonel Ruffs. Furthermore, over on Paul Chambers' Twitter, somebody mentioned Colonel Ruffs to Paul, and Paul said, maybe one day he can go in. Now, clearly, that's not a confirmation, but I'm telling you guys, Colonel Ruffs is coming. But perhaps the biggest piece of evidence that ties all this together, and once you see this, you will know. And you actually have already seen it. Did you put it together yet? It's even on the thumbnail. The wings of the spaceship have an emblem. That emblem is also seen right atop Colonel Ruffs' hat. The same emblem on his hat is on the wings of the spaceship that somebody broke out of and crawled out. My friends, I tell you right now, Colonel Ruffs is going to be the next Brawler in Brawl Stars. Perhaps even as early as this next season, which would be a space-themed update with Colonel Ruffs as the chromatic Brawler on that update. Furthermore, now that we have functionality of teleporters in the game, I think that it would be a really cool super or gadget for him to have to be able to create a wormhole, just like the one that you went into in the 8-bit minigame. So, again, for my first bold prediction of 2021, I'm saying that Colonel Ruffs will be the next Brawler coming in to Brawl Stars with a space-themed update. Book it, mark my words. If I'm wrong, come back to this video after the update and tell me how wrong that I was, but if I'm right, you guys come back here and tell me that I got lucky. So that's going to be it for my first prediction of 2021. Now, I've got a video idea that I'm going to be putting together that is predicting pretty much lots of stuff that's going to be coming this year, but that's kind of a work in progress. But this was the first big one that I saw, and the Brawl Detective put it all together, and I'm telling you guys, hope you guys enjoy playing Colonel Ruffs next season, because he's coming. Now, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, until next time, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.